Hi, everyone. Welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. And today is very fitting for us to talk about photography as it is World Photography Day. So I'm going to ask my colleague, Carol. Lately, I've noticed you've been carrying around, apart from your gadget or your phone,
Yes.
you've been carrying around your pocket cam again.
I know.
Why is that?
It's an old school digicam.
Yeah, why did you decide to bring
Because
that
I
with
felt like, I just want to be a part of the trend, or you have the all kind of like old school kind of
feel to it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and the ambience and the vibe.
You still remember the first camera you got?
I think I do. I think it was this pocket cam Canon, if I can say
Right, yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
everybody
so it was
using
a pocket cam.
And the one has colors, the casing. There's like
Oh,
the green,
yes.
the pink. I think I remember I got the pink from my dad. But
go.
my dad is an avid in photography. So then again, I kind of learned, not I learned from him, but I know the, the kind of like techniques and whatnot coming from him, seeing how he takes pictures.
Okay, well, you don't want to ask about my first camera.
What is it?
We used to have to put rolls of film in it.
And then you have to
you'd have to wind it.
wind
and
it.
then you'd take it over and you'd wait a few days to get the results. But hey, there you go. We all have very many memories of photography. But again, we are commemorating World Photography Day to honor the progress, and much progress has been made, by the way, in the world of photography, as well as the impact that photography has made.
Now, as we know, the photography is not just about taking pictures, but also conveying feelings and also the emotion, the stories and ideas through visuals. It is able to present a unique perspective and provide a new view. The world is around us. And joining us with us today, we have our professional photographer, Peny Pujiati, to discuss about still life photography during the World Photography Day. Good morning, Peny.
Good morning, Paul. Good
Welcome
morning,
to the
Carol.
show.
I thought when Peny was coming here, I was like, okay, Peny's gonna take some pictures from the gram. But actually, because you know that I also have some brands,
Yes.
this is actually going to be, very important for me and
Okay.
also for my team to kind of enhance our content.
Still life photography.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Now, talking about still life photography, for those that is just, aware and new about this, what is actually life photography?
Well, still life photography is a kind of photography with, need of contemplation and also reflection, because we portray not just like beings, but things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Objects.
Yeah, the object. So every object is the subject of art.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
That's why every still life photographer needs to contemplate and also reflect what kind of a mood that they want to take on their photographs.
But if it's human, when you're working with models, they have
Yeah.
emotion through the eyes, the
Yes.
body
I
language
see.
and whatnot. But
It's kind of easier
Exactly.
to portray human beings because they have the emotion that
can be captured by a
yeah,
photographer.
capture. But for the still life, we have to make those moods in an image.
Yeah. Okay, it's
so-
harder.
So how do you do that then? I mean, with humans, again, you can ask them to smile, you can ask them
Yeah.
to look sad. So what are some of the techniques, or what are the factors that are involved in creating the mood or emotion in still life?
And there's so many things, so many factors, but I'm gonna make it simplify. For the first one, of course, the compositions, the lighting,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then also we have to commemorate the object, what kind of object that we want to take, and
Right.
also the background. Because between the object and the background, we have to also, the composition has to be right, even it's just the color or just the textures. So everything is like
All in one. That's
all
what
in one.
creates the-
Yeah, there's so many factors, but that's the most important things.
Okay.
And other than, of course, the day of the shoot, you still have to get the preparation right. And especially
course.
for still life photography, I think
Yeah.
with models, you already know what kind of like makeup you're going to
Sure.
put, and then the wardrobe and whatnot, the styling. But for still life photography, it is products. It is
Yes.
just a thing. So how do you prepare that, Peny?
So before I do the photo shoot, I usually make a deck.
Okay, yes.
A deck of presentation, and I have so many reference there, and also create the mood for the photography. Is it like cold or warm, something like that. And also I have to prepare all the things like the property, and also everything that connects with the mood that I want to take.
Is this mostly all done inside a studio, or can this be done in different locations?
For me, it's in a studio, because
Okay.
we can
you can control all the
you can
factors that you
control
mentioned,
because
right?
if you want to take with the like the sun, well,
Very hard to get the right
Lights
lighting.
again.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Carol mentioned that there's a very important application when it comes to still life photography, which is photographing products. And that is
Products and
important
also-
for if you have clients, they want to
Yes.
showcase their products or
Yes.
put it in a menu if it's food or things
Yes.
like that, or a lookbook when it comes to clothing. What other things can still life photography be used for?
Other than product photography and also food photography, you can also use like for the fine art photography, of course, because fine art photography.
Oh, just for the act,
The fine art
doing
photography.
it for yourself, as a hobby.
But mostly as for products and food and photography.
All right.
Don't
So-
forget Instagram.
Yes. Oh, well, that's what I was going to about to mention, because right now we have there's a lot of SMSEs, the small micro or the micro small medium enterprises. And I think it's going to be very beneficial for them for the
course.
still life photography. I mean, you also mentioned before, prior our discussion, that you actually work with some of the MSMEs
Yeah.
also in regards to enhance their contents for them to market their products.
Yes, of
Share with us actually, because some like for me, I don't have a big content team, so I don't usually have the DSLR. I don't maybe have the lightings, but you actually said right now it is
Yeah.
more accessible for us to have those kind of tools.
Of course, because nowadays there are so many tools that sold on e-commerce.
Yeah.
Not very expensive, and then there's so many people, especially the mothers who works at home.
Yeah.
They usually like bake or cook something and then have to put it on Instagram
Yes.
or put it on e-commerce and other e-commerce, and they can like having their own pictures with their own smartphone, because after 2020,
Yes.
the smartphone is like very available for all the digital marketing, and then they can like practice it at home, and they usually can also learn from the YouTube or I do the prakerja things during the COVID, and then they buy my video and then they practice it at home, and then they just like DM me, is it right, is it wrong?
Right.
And then it's kind of relieving for me, because
Yeah.
some of them from the very not good looking image
Yeah.
from
And they've improved.
So like,
yeah. And then
Yes.
there's a before after for their works, and then it
Wow.
kind of make me happy, because
course.
from they looking at my video and then they practicing it, and then they have a good kind of quality of photo that they can sell more.
Right, and the results speak for itself, right?
Yes.
There's a saying that it's a poor carpenter that blames his tools. Tools
Yeah.
are only just something to get the job done, but it's up to the person who's taking the pictures himself. For example,
course.
my wife, she does baking as well. She just borrows my mirrorless camera. And if she takes the picture, compared to if I take the picture for her, they look completely different. Like, it's much better because she already has an eye and she knows what her products are should look like, because it's how she wants it to look,
That's
right?
right.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the do's and don'ts. You did mention there are bad photos out there.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the do's and don'ts, or what are some of the things that you think make a picture not so great, but how it could be improved to become better?
Well, the first one that I already told you, that don't use direct flash on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's artificial, isn't it?
yeah,
It makes it look...
it doesn't look great on the products, and then they can change the color.
Okay.
So please don't use the direct flash.
Alright.
That's the first one. And then the second one, you have to clean your lens, because
Good point.
All right, guilty for
Just
that.
wipe your
Yeah,
phone,
I know.
guys,
I
before
always do
you have
that.
to clean your lens, because there's so many people that they said that, oh, my phone is in a soft mode. It's not a soft mode.
It's your fingerprint.
Your lens is just dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just like that's the basic thing.
It's a little tips, but it's
Yeah.
very important.
It is, and right now it seems that with our gadgets and our phones, I think it's very accessible that for you to have a professional photo, a professional outlook. So it's simple, because people always think, do I need to have a professional photographer camera for me to provide or to access such good quality photos? But actually with our gadgets, just like one right here, you can, as long as you know the knowledge. But then again, today is the day for us to learn,
Yes,
Paul,
okay,
in our
good.
studio right
Gonna
here.
get hands-on.
Let's go, Penny. What
Okay.
do we have here? If we're gonna,
You're going to give us a little
just
bit of a demo.
tips.
So this is like my simple setup for product photography.
Okay.
So I usually using my one of my lights. And
Okay.
then,
But again, this is more of a studio lighting
yeah,
setup.
this is a more studio of lighting setup. This is a flashlight. So
Okay.
every light here, they just don't care because this is the flashlight. We'll just like direct flash to them. Then we have here
Yes.
our application here. So usually I do this photograph and then just like tethering here, so everybody just can.
So your
Yes.
camera is connected directly to your laptop. So every
Yeah.
time you take a picture, you can
there.
immediately
Yes.
see it, right? Because
Okay.
better than looking in the what is it called, the viewfinder or the screen of
Yeah.
the camera, you get a better look at all the
Yeah.
details.
It's more larger.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the object right here. It
Yeah.
is an orange, and we know orange is very juicy, it's very fresh. Then you put another paper that is contrast to the color of the orange.
Yes.
So
Why
what
is
would
that
be,
so?
yeah, what
Yeah.
would be the mood that you're
So
trying to set up?
I want to take a like freshness mood and then
Okay.
also like the morning mood.
Yes.
So if I took another orange background, it's not gonna be contrast.
Okay.
Contrast is important as
Contrast
well.
is important.
And remember that Peny also said that before the photo shoot, she makes a deck first.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is already all planned before the photo shoot day.
This is just paper, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're not
Yeah.
a professional photographer, and there's, I mean, I think in e-commerce and the market is more of the ling right,
Yeah.
that can also
You can
be
also buy
too.
this kind of light, but
Yes.
it's like the more cheaper one.
Okay.
There's smaller versions of
Smaller
this I've seen
version
as
and
well.
also the LED one.
Okay.
Ah, yes, okay.
Yeah.
This is the flashlight. You have to use the trigger, but for the LED, you don't have to use the trigger.
Okay.
And just
So actually, we can do this at home, by the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. And I'm happy to say that it is going to change definitely our game for how we're going to market
Yeah.
and advertise our products.
Now, in regards to the camera itself, Caroline mentioned that DSLR is a very common tool of the trade,
Yes.
but not necessarily so. But in this case, what is the advantage of using a proper DSLR camera?
The price make it better, you know.
Money
Yes.
talks, yes,
Pay for what
true,
you get.
very true.
Yeah, because if you compare the lens from your phone
Yes.
to this camera, it's quite not
Yeah.
very similar. So
Right.
it also make the quality more better.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, could you give us an example then of taking a
With the
picture and how it actually
pictures?
works out? So,
Okay.
Yes.
let's just say you're in the studio right now.
Okay.
I've got an orange company.
We're the clients.
We've got
I'm
an orange
his
company.
assistant. Look at
You're
that.
the marketing manager. So I'm like, hey, I need my oranges. I need my products to look good. I want people to want this for breakfast.
Right. This is a local harvest sunkist,
Yeah.
by the way. Okay. All right. So we, like
Okay.
you said before, links through it. We saw it.
And it's immediate, yeah. And then
And
you
we're
can,
also like having the post-production here.
okay. So when you took the shot, you're catching the edges of the table, and what you're doing right now is you're immediately basically cropping and centering and composing it properly
Yeah.
to get the proper
my
composition. Look at
That's
that.
good. Who would have thought? Okay. Now I understood the advantage of the papers.
Yeah, and I love how the blue background kind of creates like it shows the shadow of the wedges. Like I love
Yes.
how that creates the
Yes.
shadow of the wedges as well. That won't show up if you don't have the right background, right?
Right. Oh, correct.
Oh, look at that! You've brightened it up a little bit as well.
Oh, it looks like a good morning with a fresh orange juice right there.
That looks totally different from the
Yes.
picture you took.
Fresh and then like morning fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What is that?
editing, you still need to do a little
Yes,
bit of the editing,
of course.
right? Okay.
So do you how,
Post-production.
when you have something like this, a project, so when you have a photo shoot, what is the process like? Let's say clients like us come to you
Yeah.
and say we need a photo shoot. So you do a one-day shoot in the studio. How long does it take until we can actually get our final results of the raw files?
Okay, so before we having a photo shoot like this, we usually doing the PPM, post-production meeting.
Right.
Yeah, and then as usual, I make a deck that full of like mood boards,
Okay.
reference, or anything, and then if you agree for the deck,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can continue to photo shoot. And after the photo shoot, well, the clients will guide us. So I don't like this and like this.
All right.
I like
Okay.
this. Okay. If you already like, okay, I like this, and then we continue to the post-production.
Yeah.
It usually like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, not long.
Yeah.
So the
And-
client has to be, we have to be here
Yes.
because
Yeah.
we have to approve the
Of
photos
course.
while you're being taken. Okay.
And okay, before we conclude this, especially, I mean, we wish that we have more time, but Penny, I mean, there's a saying that everyone can be a photographer nowadays, especially with the advancement of technology.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your classes, you've been a professional photographer and also a lecturer in regards to photography. What is your opinion about that? Because I think knowledge is still key
Yes.
for taking, great photography and also photos.
Everyone can take pictures, but not everyone can be a photographer.
I like that.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Because photography is a need of learning, learning more. Like you need to learn about the exposure triangle. You need to learn about composition. You need to learn about lightings, and it need just not happen in a day.
Yeah.
You need to learn more. I mean, the more you learn, the more that you get anything in photography.
Yeah.
You know, not just like taking pictures, but you have to, like enhance yourself to be more professionals.
Of course, even though there's a lot of editing application nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah, but then it's
still
kind of
the
cheating, isn't
eye,
it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It can't do the creative work for you.
Yeah.
So do you agree then? Because of also a lot of photographers that I've talked to, they said, you know what? Just take pictures because that's the only way you'll get better.
Yeah,
Just keep on
you know.
taking pictures.
Keep taking pictures. Keep seeing the references. I mean, it's not a scene. You're not just like imitate the things, but you learn from what you see as the references.
Correct.
Right,
I
and
agree.
everyone has a lot of stories to tell through their photos.
I agree.
So
Yes.
make it your own story for
Yeah.
to tell.
I'm definitely a picture taker, by the way. I'm definitely not a photographer. But Penny, thank you so much for coming by. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio.
We're going to learn more right here about
Yeah.
still life photography. So you guys don't go anywhere. We're taking a short break right now. When we return, we have many more to come right here on the C Morning Show.
Happy World Photography Day.
Yay!